Well, I do say he got
Good,
on track.
everybody. Yeah, we got. Yeah, we good, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna talk NFC East, man. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put the link in the comments. So anybody want to jump on, they can jump on. Okay.
It's good. It's good.
Post it, man. All right, man. What's good, cuz?
Well, with you.
Shit, man. What team? You know what? Let's start with the let's start with the team that everybody talk about the least in Washington. Let's get the most least controversial team out the way first. How you feel about Washington heading into this year?
Um, with Washington, Washington is tricky.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that.
um, with Washington, I do give them a chance to be good this year.
Yeah.
And the reason is because, of course, it's health, and plus, two is still the NFC East at the end of the day.
It's
Um,
unpredictable. It's never
yeah,
a
it's
back-to-back
unpredictable.
winner.
Yeah, and then like honestly speaking, Washington to me they're like a decent quarterback away, you know. And everybody know I don't like I don't like wins, but if he can come here and just do just not lose them games, I think he'll
hmm
be fine. And it's like
Yeah, and I
the
like
the
and I not to discredit the season we had before, but that year that
yeah
Alex Smith broke his leg, they were supposed to win that division. They was
basically
ahead
yeah
when he broke
I
his leg. They was ahead, like they was ahead.
yeah
So they was. I
yeah and
agree with that.
that season I actually picked them to win.
Yeah,
I picked them to win it all. I didn't think the quarterback was going to go down, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But like they're a complete team. If you actually look at it, they can run the ball. They got multiple running backs. They got good receivers, and they added to the receiving core with Dotson. They added to the linebacking core. They had a lot of young players that were just that they
yeah,
needed to get playing time, and I think after a while they're gonna get. I think they could take that next step. A lot of teams overlooking them. I don't know why, but
yeah,
especially in the NFC East, a lot of teams probably look overlooking them. But they right in the thick of things. They could come out and win 4 or 5 straight, and everybody like, oh my god, I never seen Washington act like this. Like
yeah. I look at it like then, especially with the NFC East, it could be a team like we done seen teams that finished last the year before come out and win the division. Like so, it really don't matter what
yeah,
you finished in the NFC East. But I feel like Washington got a ton of talent. It's like you said, if Carson wants to come over there and be steady, not be a turnover machine, I do believe they got like a playoff roster. Then they added on the like I like Gibson as the running back. They just paid McLaurin. I like the new wide receivers they picked up. They picked up another wide receiver last year. I can't think of his
yeah,
name, but
yeah,
he should take another step this year. Like I like Washington as a team. I don't only question I got with Washington is I still don't know who their safeties are because they let Landon Collins go. I still don't know who their safeties are, and I'm not too sure of who their corners are. I know they signed the guy last year. He's good. I can't think of it. I think his name is last name Jackson. But like
yeah,
secondary is probably the only question I got for them because
yeah,
they're a solid team all around. Defensive line, offensive line. Yeah, they solid. So I
yeah.
like
And then the thing is also it's like that helps them out. They got a quarterback who knows the NFC East. It's not like you know what I'm saying? Like he thrived in the NFC East. He had his ups and downs, even though, you know what I'm saying? We could discuss that where, stats don't really tell how he played, but um
yeah,
but he understands what the NFC East is. So it's gonna be a lot of get back games
yeah.
at his disposal that he can do and stuff
hmm
like that. And he knows and can operate in this atmosphere at the end of the day because it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. I don't think like Carson Wentz if he come over. Put it to you like this: if he comes to Washington, if he could give them 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, I think they're a playoff team. he don't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? They don't need him to throw for
Yeah,
4,500 yards. And if he could get a steady pace, keep the interceptions, the turnovers over control, I think they'd be in a good place because he got the ability. He can get McLaurin the ball. He can get. A lot of people forget Logan Thomas is dynamic when he's on the field.
yeah.
I
Logan
love Logan
Thomas,
Thomas as a
Curtis
tight end.
Samuel, Josh
Uh,
Johnson.
and I
They got
forgot about Curtis Samuel. They
yeah,
got a
no, they got
lot.
they
They
do. They
got a
have a
lot.
lot, and it's another one that they
McKissick,
got.
McKissick, that other
Yeah,
running back that catch the ball out the back, like they low key loaded, but like people like to sleep on them because they Washington at the end of the day. But I don't
yeah,
like like
yeah.
I'm not surprised if they come out and they have a great season or whatever the case may be.
Should it starts
What do
up
you?
front and they defensive line and all that? They got that.
Mm-hmm,
We know that.
mm-hmm.
So, as long as they come out and do what they do, they can win some games. Win some games because the schedule for this year, quiet as it's kept for everybody, it's not that hard. Like
It's
it's not
not.
that
It's
hard
not.
because of the division that we're playing. So if you see teams out here doing something, it don't mean like that. I'm not saying they could go to the play. I mean that they could go to the Super Bowl.
Super
I'm
Bowl,
just
yeah.
saying. I'm just saying that they could be in the thick of things inside of the NFC East. This
Mm-hmm.
is just like
And
everybody.
all you need is a chance at the end of the day. That's
Yep.
all you need is that you need that foot in that door. Anything you see. Unlike Philly this year, when Washington made the playoffs, what was that last year? The year before that, they gave Tom Brady in the run for their money in the first round.
Hmm.
They ain't get blown off the field. Like
Yeah, and they did that with Heineke. Heineke
so,
Heineke was out there balling. So
so it's
yeah,
like it's not far fetched. But I think I agree with that with the schedule because I look at our schedule. I look at our schedule and like it's front loaded. It's front loaded in front terms of I think the way they did the Cowboys schedule was more so let's see, let's get as many prime time games out there at the first few games as we can.
yeah.
Like
To
that's what
see,
that say to me. Like we playing the Super Bowl champions, we playing Tom Brady, we playing we playing well the Eagles week 6, we playing the Giants week 3 Monday Night Football. Like it's storylines in the first a lot of storylines in the first
couple, yeah,
6 weeks of the season. So like
yeah,
I get why they did it, but after that, like you said, like in terms of expectation, I look at our schedule same way I looked at it last year. Last year I looked at our schedule like we start off like this, then the rest of the season the schedule does this.
yeah.
I mean,
Cakewalk.
yeah, like after you play the Bengals who was in the Super Bowl, you play Tom Brady, and you play the Super Bowl champs. We got 2 tough division games. Like after that, like that's the hardest shit you could throw at somebody at the first few weeks. After that, it's like, okay, see who good and who not after
Exactly.
that. Like so it's
Yeah.
like I don't our schedule I don't mind it because like even if you come out and I just want to see how we if we healthy. Like I know we can play with the Rams. I think the Rams are a better team right now, like with the Bobby Wagner signing and like the Rams just got like a NFC Pro Bowl team right now, but on paper.
On
But it's
paper,
like
yeah.
on paper. But it's like I feel like we could play with them. Yeah, I feel like we could beat the Rams any given Sunday. I feel like same shit. The Bengals. The Bengals got a great offensive roster. We playing 2 division rivals. We got
Yeah.
who else? We got Tom Brady and them. I feel like we got had a shootout with Brady last year. We lost by two
Yeah.
points. So
Yeah. Mitch,
I feel like it
Mitch
could be
field
that.
goal. Mitch field goal.
Uh like so it is what it is. And this year they got feel like our secondary got better and they ain't got AB no more. That's a big loss. They don't know if Chris Godwin playing the first game. We don't know if Michael Godwin playing the first game. So I feel like it's gonna be rather even. It's gonna be even
Yeah.
going in there. I don't look at a upset. But if we talking about just expectations, I'd go with Dallas next. My expectation for Dallas is I think we'll be fine. Like I think we'll be fine in terms of roster wise. I think we'll be fine. I think Offense, we might start off. It might take us a few games. I think defensively, we got the ability. We got the roster. I think that can be potentially dangerous. Like I
Hmm.
think we had a top 10 defense last year, but I don't think it was real legit top 10 last year. I think in terms of numbers, we was top 10. I don't think we was ranked like 19th versus the run, but I don't think we was awful versus the run. I think the way games started last year, it was the way games started last year. A lot of people did a lot of trick plays, and we was playing back because like at the beginning of the season, like the first 6 7 weeks, we was blowing people out. We just steamrolling people.
Yeah,
So sometimes numbers get misconstrued. Somebody rip off a long run, this, that, third. All that shit going to your stats too. But
yeah,
I do feel like we had to get stronger there. Strong the offensive line. I think the offense might take, give or take, it could take a couple of games, few games for us to get like completely rolling. But I don't feel like we're gonna be. If we was number one last year, we dropped down from one to within the top 10. I'm fine with that. I don't really care about the numbers aspect of it, but we still got two good as running backs to me. We still got two wide receivers who can be number one wide receivers. We got another rookie that they high on. We got James Washington. I don't see people down on us, but I don't see us having a major drop off. I mean, because
yeah,
sometimes your record, I feel like we could have a worse record but be a better team
yeah,
because the record don't. Because sometimes you might go through wars in the beginning of the season. Sometimes after you find your way and y'all clicking, like you dominating and shit like that, but you might end up with 10 wins, 11 wins. The year before you had 12, but you might be a better team than you was. Record wise might not show that we improved. The 12 wins is hard to get in the NFL, so I like record wise it might not feel like we improved, but I feel like overall defense, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, Michael Parsons in the second year, Malik Cook is starting the full season. I feel like we should be all right. I feel like we a playoff team. I put it to you like that. I'm not saying Super Bowl and no shit like that. I feel like we a
yeah,
playoff team. I say
yeah.
playoff team. How you feel?
And well, you know how I am, right? No bias with me. I just speak football. So if I'm going to speak football, I got to keep it 100. At the end of the day, I feel as though the Cowboys are shit. Say no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just
NBA
playing.
Cowboys fucking terrible, man. I don't know what the fuck you
Yeah,
talking about.
but no, what's a real? What's a real? I believe, like honestly, subtracting sometimes helps you out
Hmm.
because in y'all situation,
And by the
I've
way, not to
always
cut you
told you.
off,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, not to cut you off. You always said, "Yo, I'm gonna trade Cooper. I'm gonna get rid of Cooper." You've been saying that for two
I've
years,
been
so
saying
I
that.
get
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah, you've been saying that.
and the reason why I said that is because when y'all was the most dangerous, it was the dual threat. Y'all was running the ball and then play action passing where couldn't nobody fuck with y'all. And then it was y'all running the ball, which helped out your line too as well. So I think with taking one of those receivers away, you don't have to fight for nobody else having to get the targets. So
Yeah,
therefore, now you can get the Daniel Schultz, who's gonna help out. And like the play action pass, he gets it in the middle. You can line him up a little bit here or there. He can help you out in the blocking. You know what I'm saying? Coop. I mean, I said not Coop. CD Lamb being on one on one. You know, outside. And just now you get to go back to your bread and butter. Your
yeah,
bread and butter was Ezekiel Elliott, because them targets that Cooper was getting could go to somewhere else, and
yep,
where else they could go? That running game. Hey yo,
yep.
Coop. Now, I mean, Zeke, go right out here. We got an older line. It's easy. Everybody know it's easier to run block than the pass block when your line is getting older because they can create the holes. At the end of the
Hmm.
day, I'm gonna give you more to runs, and I'm gonna use you because you're about to be up out of here too. So I'm gonna use you at the end, and use you as much as I can. You batter in, do whatever, gain the yards, move the chains, play action pass, get back to the old football that y'all was doing. Because that's when
And I
y'all was at y'all
and I could
best.
see and I could see that too. Like I could see like they debating on keeping Zeke and not. So like I could see this being like that was a good point because I could see this being a year where because they try and use Pollard more towards the slot. He gonna get carries and stuff,
Hmm.
but I could see this being the year that they prove a
You,
point and try to
you,
make Zeke run for 13, 14 because
you,
we might not sign you
you want to
back.
know why? Exactly. You know where I got that from? When y'all did that shit to the DeMarco Murray.
Yep, yep.
DeMarco
Mm-hmm.
Murray, his last year, he ran like what? It was like 400 times or something like that. It was something. It
Yeah,
was something crazy. And I'm
1,800
like,
yards.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was wilding. So it's like, yo, I'm gonna get all of my money's worth with you. And that's what I said with this, barring injury, it can work. Because if y'all go back to that, it will make y'all line. See, I think y'all will be more healthier on the line part, and y'all will be able to do what your line does best, which is be road graders. At the end of the day, it will create less injuries because you're going forward instead of going backwards. Because that's when most of the injuries come into play when you're dealing with linemen. You know what I'm saying? Trying to overexert them by moving those big ass bodies backwards when they're meant to go forward. So at
mm-hmm.
the end of the day, if y'all do that more, and then with the development of how Dak is, I hated Dak, but at the end of the day, I gave him his props. He got better. It will make it easier for Dak too. I think that's
Yeah,
what y'all got away from it. Y'all got away from where it was like, oh, I'm about to force him to, he got these weapons now.
yeah,
We gonna go out here and throw this ball 40 times a game. But you don't even have to do that. You think about it. If y'all go out there and play Tampa Bay and y'all roll grading them, you know what I'm saying, running the ball, play extra pass here or there, that game is more close and it's something different. You
yeah.
might get a different outcome. So, I look at it
I
stuff like
think
that.
I think that's what they're going for though with our first round
Yeah.
pick because it's like I don't think Connor Williams was garbage like everybody tried to paint it, but I do think he was
He's
a
a
lighter
different type
body.
of
You know,
man.
he couldn't
Yeah.
yeah, he couldn't maul you. He was a
He's a
technician that you could
technician.
bully. You could bully him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
Yeah.
bull like they can say what they want about Tyler Smith. Oh, he might get hold in the penalty, might that. You not bullying that dude. He gonna run. He
Exactly.
gonna maul the shit out you, and we get into that second level. So
And
it's
that's
like,
and if you playing that style of football, right? Let's keep it 100. You playing that style of football. I don't want to say this shit. That's Super Bowl winning football right there. You play
no, it
that.
is though.
You play that style of football, running the ball. Because I'm saying that yes, it was our Super Bowl was old when we had the three-headed monster back there, but we ran the ball, and motherfuckers just played defense with our front four speed packages and NASCAR packages and stuff like that. They didn't have great corners or great safeties. They were serviceable, but we was able to
Yeah,
get to the ball and
yeah,
stop people up front. So I think that's what y'all trying to develop at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah,
And if
yeah.
y'all do go in that direction, it will be a benefit to y'all.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what the I'm hoping
I'm
that's what
not.
it
I'm
is.
not hoping that. I'm just saying that's just
Uh,
what I see. I don't hope
I,
that happens. I hope y'all go the opposite way.
I said I'm not. I mean, I could tell everybody could tell by your name that you're a Giants fan. What's your expectation for the Giants?
Um, That's a tough question. My expectations are like different from everybody else's. From what I hear on in this YouTube world, um, everybody think that we gonna suck. Everybody think that we gonna
Dumpster fire.
there's a dumpster fire. I don't see as a dumpster fire. I just see I think we're going in the right direction. I believe that we're closer. We're moving in that direction, and we're also on some like we already had pieces here. People didn't
Yeah,
like our pieces, but I
yeah,
think we had pieces here that probably fits this regime better than what it fit in the other ones because they were actually good play callers or up to date play callers. And I didn't have a problem with Jason Garrett because I understood what he
yeah,
was doing, trying to, and I understood the Giants trying to get these Giants fans on the Dame Jones, bandwagon. So they trying to get him Hopkins in his throws. So meaning we're not going to go down the field or we're not going to put him in harm's way and different things like that. So I understood what Jason Garrett had to deal with coming in here. But now I think this regime is like from what I'm hearing from Brian David, he like, listen, I don't care about mistakes. Do whatever you got to do. Push the ball down the field. If you feel as though you can make that throw, make that throw. That's that old, the old Eli stuff. And I hate, poo-pooing on Eli and everything like that, or going harping back on Eli because that's over. But that's the same stuff that we were doing before. Just be a
yeah,
gunslinger. Just go out there and make the plays. We'll figure it out. And you know what I'm saying? If we got to play defense, we'll play defense. And I think that's where our defense is gonna be the best part of us because of what this guy Rick Martindale can do.
Mm.
And I'm talking about with our personnel. I think we have good personnel in all around on the defensive side of the ball. I
I
like our
think so
young,
too.
yeah.
Like
I like our.
I ain't gonna not to
No,
cut you off, cause not to cut you off, but I was one of the people that like I was shocked. Like I got videos and I was saying the Giants last year before the season, the Giants defense is crunk tight. I look at y'all similar to Washington, especially with drafting Thibodeau. Like y'all got pieces. Like I know you don't
yeah.
like Leonard Williams. I like
No,
Leonard, but y'all got
I don't like
pieces.
Williams. I don't like Williams because of what he gets paid. As
Yeah,
far
yeah,
as a
yeah,
player, as far as he has a position, but I just don't like him getting paid that much because you get once you start getting paid that much, it plays with you know what I'm saying, different things. Like
yeah,
I want certain things from you year in and year out.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think you deserve that.
And it's like y'all lost Bradbury, but at the end of the day, I feel like Dory Jackson is the number one corner, ain't nothing to sneeze at. Dory Jackson is the number one pick in this league for a reason.
Exactly.
Dory Jackson is very good. He's not like it's not chop. Y'all don't got chopped liver over there. Then y'all grab good in the secondary. Like I like y'all two future bookends, pass rushing. I already like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard. And so I think y'all got like I think y'all defense got the potential to be very good. Like I think people sleeping on that. Like
Yeah,
especially with
I think
that coordinator, he been dangerous for years. So
yeah, and I like his scheme. Like he's a like how I talk about people on the offensive side of the ball who make people get open and different things like that on the offensive side of the
yeah,
ball, like the Kyle Shanahan's, the what's the guy for the Chiefs? You know who I'm talking about.
Andy Reid.
The Andy Reid and all of those, how they scheme people and get them open, so it makes it easier for their offense. I see that on the defensive side. He's one of those guys on the defensive side. He schemes up to create those mismatches and those one-on-ones or somebody running free, and it's six, seven people coming at you, and you don't know where you're going. He disguises a lot of things, and I think a lot of people are not going to be in the NFC. It's going to be hard for you to combat that because we do have a lot of pieces. Like I said, as far as the cornerback thing, I love Adoree Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But I also the only question mark, and I didn't want James Bradbury going. I'll say that right now. Put that out there.
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite corners, and I was battling with everybody. Yo, he's a legit number one. He just to me, if he's in a wrong, he's playing zone and he's supposed to be playing man. I felt as though we should have been doing that. But him coming out saying that he wanted to play zone more, I'm comfortable with moving on from him if he wanted to do that.
yeah,
If
yeah,
that's something like you don't understand what I'm saying, I
yeah,
like maybe I was wrong on that, but I'm comfortable with moving on and having somebody out there because I know Adoree Jackson plays man to man very well. I don't know about the other corners and everything like that, but I do know that we do have corners in here that can play that are young that just probably is waiting for that opportunity and work man to man corners in college. Now, which probably hindered them from last year because we played more. We played what 80% of fucking zone.
yeah,
Like so, that could have hindered them. Now we probably see something better out of them. I know that probably going to help out our free safeties. We got dogs at our safety. This guy
yeah.
named Dan
McKinney.
Belton. Well, McKinney,
Yeah,
already that speaks
that's
for
the guy you
itself.
were showing me, Dan, right?
Yes,
But
Dan
McKinney is
Belt. Yes,
McKinney a monster.
McKinney is going to be a monster. This guy Dan Belt from Iowa. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, his instincts and everything. Micah, what's the guy from the Bills? I forget his name. Micah Hyde.
Yeah, yeah,
That's who he reminds me of. A ball hawk mixed with a little bit of, and I know this is I'm not. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna just wait for that. I'm gonna
yeah.
wait for that because I was gonna say Trey Polamalu, but I'm gonna wait for that because I don't want to put too much added pressure on him.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
that's where it's gonna go. I think
yeah.
honestly that's where it's gonna go, and I think everything else we do our linebacker core. I like our linebacker core. Blake Martinez. I think this system will fit him well, and we gonna do well because we gonna send him more on attacking. and he can stop the run and everything like that. But he's not that good in coverage, and we're not going to ask him to cover like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a good thing.
yeah. No, I definitely, I think y'all pretty much set on the defense. I think it's like people. I think we just live in a world in social media world where everybody gotta say in the media gotta say what's popular. They're gonna be bad,
Yeah,
but it's like y'all quiet as kept. Like keeping it 100. Now that I'm thinking about it, y'all really got 4 first-round picks on y'all defensive line.
we
Leonard
do.
was a deep, all the Ojolari, all of them niggas is first-round picks. You got
Yep.
Ojolari, you got Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. That's 4 first-round picks on
Hmm.
that defensive line. Like, and it's quiet though. But it's
Yeah.
like we always talk about. People talk about what's popular, but people would never mention y'all in that realm of all the talent the Giants on that defensive line. But
No,
it's
they're not going to
true.
say that. Yeah, they're
They're
not going to
not
say
gonna
it.
say that. And I
Just
literally, as we was talking, I just realized that they literally got nothing but first-round picks on that defensive line, bro. Same thing
hmm
with Washington.
yeah.
It's literally, yeah, that's scary.
And I think,
That's
and
scary.
also too, it's like people don't even know who Ojolari is. Like
Yeah.
people
I
don't
was
know who
just watching.
Ojolari is.
I was just
Ojolari
watching
is a
his
dog.
highlight. Yeah, I was just watching his highlights earlier from last year. Yeah, he a
Hmm.
dog.
And not to mention, he just added 15 more pounds of muscle because he said he wanted to get more stouter in the run. Like he was a pure pass rusher and stuff like that, but he wasn't no slouch in the run. But he just wanted to add that more, add more muscle and stuff like that to help him out. So now with those two guys, Ojolari and Kayvon coming off the side, even though I want him to develop and you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna put no
So
pressure on
you so
him.
you so
I
you
just
would
want
want
him
you
to
would want
develop.
Kavon to be like you would want him to be like more rotational, or you just want him to go. You just know it's gonna be growing pains type stuff.
I know it's going to be growing pains. He's a rookie at the end of the day.
All right,
He got to
yeah,
learn. I don't look at him as because I think that's where we go wrong at. With our rookies,
yeah.
we go out there and we put too much expectations on them and not understanding what's going to happen. So then you get down on them so quick and you just go, oh, he ain't living
Exactly.
up. He's supposed to be this and that. No, he's not. He's right where he needs to be. He's
Hmm.
learning at the end of the day. This first year is for him to learn. Let him learn.
Hmm.
Don't put no added pressure on him. Just let him rock out. He learns whatever numbers he gets you. Just hope the next year he learns from it and boost those numbers up. But a lot of us fans, we look at it as they got to do it right now, and we
Yeah,
go out
he
there
got to
and
be
look.
T.J. Watt. He got to
Yeah,
be T.J.
yeah,
Watt day one.
yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
not
And
realistic. It's
or,
not
or we
realistic.
or we out here, we got to go out here and we go, oh, nah, he gonna be better than Michael Parsons. Yeah, because Michael Parsons did it. Just don't mean that Kayvon Thibodeau could do it. Just because
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. All these guys, they always want somebody else or say someone is trash because they got drafted in the top and they not proving it right away. Everybody don't prove it right away.
yeah. You
I'm
can't.
sorry. I'm
You
sorry. It just
can't
don't
like
happen like that.
you can't. And it's like at the end of the day, it's a lot playing that position. It's a lot like it's going to benefit him to have the talent he has. Now, with Ojolari having 8 sacks last year, Leonard Williams being established, Dexter Lawrence being established, the offense has to choose who they're going to show attention to. They like he gets the luxury of day one and probably facing single
Exactly.
coverage, and it's
Exactly.
like and it's like the biggie piggyback off that. That's why I don't understand as a Cowboys fan when people look down on the fact that we drafted Sam Williams. It's the same thing. We got D
Exactly.
Law, Michael Parsons. Probably
But
like he gets the luxury of finally rushing one on one. Ain't nobody doubling no rookie off the rip
but you
when
you want to
Ojolari just
know
had 8 sacks last year.
you know how I felt about you know how I felt about Michael Parsons last year, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told
yeah,
you before anybody was saying it, I said if we draft him, he could be our next LT. I said that, and then
yeah.
everywhere else after he was doing what he was doing, who they was trying to compare him to. Now I'm gonna tell you
LT.
just like this. Yes, I felt as though he could be LT like, but
Mm-hmm.
again, if we would have drafted him, he wouldn't have been. And the reason why is because we don't have
The
nobody
scheme.
in front of him. No, it wasn't even the
Okay.
scheme. We don't have nobody in front of him to teach him how to be a pass rusher or teach him the ins and outs of the game. Like I told
I
you
get you.
today, all our guys are finally coming back in here to help these young guys out. I don't know if it was the regime last year, but the regime this year, they're inviting the Justin Tucks, the OC Humanoras, the straight hands in, and letting these guys talk to them and teach them different things on the field. Again, the reason why Michael Parsons was probably like that, think about who he had in front of him. He had vets in front of him who can teach him how to pass rush and teach him
and
the
not to
ins and outs.
and not to mention what you said was real important. Look who he was working with. He was working with DeMarcus Ware. He working with
Exactly.
Charles
You
Haley.
see,
Like he working with
all of
some
that stuff
legends.
matters. All that
Yeah,
stuff
Leon
matters.
Lett. Yeah.
So, and now they can teach him little ins and outs of the game. So therefore, it's like he was gonna be. He had the talent already. That just enhanced it, and not to mention, you don't got to worry about him because everybody coming in there looking at DeMarcus Lawrence, looking at the guy that y'all got rid of, Randy Gregory. He just coming in there just, I'm on one. This ain't nobody ever double me. I mean, ain't nobody ever single covered me. Oh, I'm out here. I'm about to go eat. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he just came in and flourished at the end of the day.
And that's another reason why I feel like, not trying to switch the subject back to us, but that's another reason why I feel like our defense is going to be dangerous because like a lot of people say, okay, he can't do that yet, but he's a linebacker. You don't know when he's going to line up at. He could be
Exactly.
dropping back. He could be in the linebacker position. He could be in the regular defensive end position. He could be a blitz. Like you don't know he's lined up, so it's going to be so hard for people to game plan to take him out the game. And then it's
And
like
you
it's not just
gotta
where he at. He's literally been unblockable. So it's not like once he's one on one with your center or he's one on one, he going past him.
And you got a guy in as your defensive coordinator who has did this before, and who understands football and understands matchups and stuff like that. Who has been to the Super Bowl? Who has felt the loss and felt winning in the Super Bowl? So therefore, he's going to help that kid out even more. A lot of in the NFC East, people don't think like that. Like certain fans of certain teams don't think like, yo, we don't have the guy. Like, yeah, we might have the pieces, but we might not have the guy back there to call the plays that's going to switch their whole scheme the fuck up in order for my team to prosper. Yeah, I might pick this guy, I might pick that guy, but I could fuck that whole kid mentality up by making him do something that he's not even accustomed to doing. Now he's going out there thinking instead of playing. And I feel as though that's what when y'all pick that guy up, it made him not have to think. It just was like, yo, just go do you. We'll learn everything else later and just keep going.
You know what's crazy? I think that plays into it bodes well for our defense too, because now as a offensive coordinator, you naturally want to play more max protect, keep an extra back there blocking just in case he blitz or something like that. Now it takes less wide receivers and stuff on the route.
Exactly.
Less people to defend. So it's like
and that should help out your back end too, Paul. That help out your back end because now that gives Trayvon Diggs the opportunity to be able to jump routes. Oh, he ain't gonna have that much time. I watched this in practice. I seen what they could do up front. Yo, that quarterback gonna have 3 seconds to throw that ball out of his hand. And as soon as my guy cuts and he's and on them high percentage throws, because we all know what the high percentage throws are: slant routes, curl routes, and stuff like that. I'm jumping those. I already know those coming. I know you ain't gonna be able to run deep down the field because my defensive line is gonna get to you. So you're gonna have to throw these certain throws, and I'm gonna just pick them shits the fuck off. I'm gonna jump them shits, and that's what he is basically doing. And that's why I like with y'all. I understand exactly what y'all going like how y'all coming. I don't really like it, but I understand it.
I don't like how y'all coming. I don't like the two defensive ends giving me OC and straight hand vibes. I don't like that. Like as a Cowboys fan, like them two done wrecked plenty of games for me, plenty of seasons, sent me home plenty of years. And I was watching Thibodeau college highlights. He remind me so much of the freak Javon Curse.
Yeah.
And the scary thing about Thibodeau is he just so raw and athletic. He raw. He don't even understand hand placement and stuff yet. Once he get that technique, he's gonna be unblockable, bro. Like he got all the and he don't even understand yet. Like if I place my hand here, do this, and Like when he worked with OC and them and straight hand, they get him. Oh my god,
Yeah, that's what and
woo!
that he doesn't mind
He a
working.
freak of nature, bro. He
Yeah,
built like Megatron.
yeah, but
Like
got that quick ass first step and everything. Could bend the corner, but that's what Ojolari was.
mhm.
Ojolari was somebody that was when he get around that corner, he just contort his whole body and be able to bend. Like that's what they say. Like that's unheard of for the guys being that size to be able to bend and contort their body the way they do. And I'm like, I'm just happy, but I'm also happy about the offensive side because then you really get to see what we're going to be on the offensive side. Me personally, like you already know, everybody always tell me, oh, Kenny Galladay is not this, and I know what Kenny Galladay is. I've been telling you
Yeah,
this the whole time. I ain't saying he no top 10 receiver because I don't put everybody in the top 10. When he before he came to us, he was a top 15, 17 receiver, if you want to put it that way.
yeah. Same thing. AJ
I'm
Brown
and
did too.
I'm going and I'm going from 11. I go from 11 to 17 or 18, whatever you want to put him at in there, and that's keeping it a bit. And all I'm saying is, if you turn on his highlights, you tell me what you see out there. He went from Matthew Stafford, who can put the ball anywhere and everything like that, to a quarterback that has to develop and that we're trying to just make everybody believe that he is the answer and everything like that. So I think that played the part in why he wasn't, highly,
Yeah,
highly
because Kenny.
productive.
I mean, if the Giants are smart, if they smart, if Daniel Jones is smart, I'm using Kenny Galladay as my security blanket this year. And when I say security blanket, I mean this. He like what 6'4", 6'5"?
He's
Like
six, yeah, I think like 6'3", 6'4".
like you my security blanket. If all else fails and you man to man, I'm throwing you a jump ball. Go get it for me.
Yeah. See, and that's the
Like
thing. That's what they were trying to not do that. They were trying to use him in like 10-yard in routes and 5-yard in slant routes and stuff. That's never been his game. Like he was doing it, but it wasn't his game. That's not his whole thing. Like he's a 50-50 ball type dude. He's somebody that when he's out there, you throw the ball deep down the field, he's gonna go up and get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And I feel as though we were just using him wrong because we were trying to figure out what Daniel Jones can do best and was trying to make him into something that he's not. And we also hindered Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones in college threw the ball down the field at the end of the day. And we were
Even his
yeah,
rookie year, he
even
threw
his
the
rookie
ball
year.
down the field.
But we
Like you
tried
got
to not do that as much because we were trying to make the fan base all get on one accord that he was the guy. And I think that's where we went wrong. And I think Brian Dable, with the weapons that we have, that guy Kadarius Tony, if he is dynamic, he is dynamic, bro. I'm not even joking. Like when he get the
nah,
ball in his
he
hand,
is,
he can
he
go.
is.
I just think that
Like
a lot of we wasn't able to use him properly because of how they made Jason Garrett. And I keep harping on that. And I'm talking about the head coach who didn't know anything. He had a certain mentality where he wanted to be conservative, and because he didn't have no background out here. Now we got
and and,
coaches in here
and
that have backgrounds and have something that they have
you
done
know,
something in the league. Now
I'm
I want to
watching.
see what we're doing.
I was watching some of Tony plays that last year, and he had ran this route on Trayvon Diggs. It was like a improvised route when he just like
Yep,
Kadarius Tony might be already when he get the ball in his hands like, and
yep.
this is
That
like some people gonna say it's
two
an
or three people
exaggeration.
missing him.
It, it, he might be on his way to being one of the top 10 greatest people ever seen with the ball in his hand. Like the way he moved,
Yeah,
like
he,
the
he
way
moved like he don't got no
like it's
bones.
unreal, bro. Like
Yeah,
he moved like the human joystick. He just like I was watching some of the moves he be putting on people once the ball in his hand. It's like yo,
but Mar,
like his movement is crazy.
this is the thing about he gets a bad rap, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why Kadarius Tony gets a bad rap is because we got these analysts out here who can't do what he do, right? They
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
they go, he's not good. He's not a good route runner. I beg to differ. He's not. He's not the route runner that you want him to be.
yeah,
He
yeah,
went. he is an elite route runner in his own set because he's so good that you can't your cornerback can't fucking play him up straight because he's so like you know how they say
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no.
Chad Ocho Cinco used to run crazy routes because his feet just used to move, and that's what used to like football players are. I know they're going to run this route this way, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump on that ball. With him, he runs his route the way he wants to run his route, and he gets open constantly. And he can do it on many facets, on many different ways. And that's what I heard them say in this offseason that Brian Dable is allowing them to run the route the way they want to run the route. So now that's going to be hard on defenses to be able to run those routes. That's what they're teaching at these receiver factories now. The type of routes he's running, that's what they're running now. That's how they're doing it to get open and give themselves a competitive edge against this defense. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
think that he's gonna flourish in that if they allow him and let him do what he does. I think everybody's gonna be like, oh nah, that kid, he's special. I think
nah,
this is the year for that.
yeah, he is like the way he moves is like it's unorthodox. There's no like there's no
Yes.
defense for that. Like you gotta put the ball. Like he's the guy. I would have a lot of what they call them, what them call them, wide receiver screens.
Yeah.
Like one of the play when you just take one step back and throw it to the outside level, grab, catch it, have some blockers and see what he can do.
Yeah.
Like
But
like
his
he's like
his
he
only issue is dropping the pass. Like he would drop some simple shit. I'll say that in a heartbeat. If he could be consistent with his hands and work on his hands, but he can get open. He could get up
yeah.
there with the best of them.
Because
So
every time I like y'all. I think Saquon being the full whole year
oh,
removed, I think he'd be better. I
I
think
think
it's
this
going.
offensive line. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, y'all got
I
two
don't even.
bookends.
I
Like
don't even want to. I don't even want to say. Everybody saying that our line is trash and all that.
it's
How can
impossible.
anyone say our line is trash when we only had one person on our line from last year, which is our left tackle?
But that's because
It's our
people
left
don't do
tackle. We don't.
research,
He got
bro.
a whole
It's
new
popular
line.
it's popular opinion to say it's a popular opinion to say yo they just trash. Like no, bro, they added just because you didn't go out and sign Trent Williams don't mean that you didn't address the line. Like
Address
I
the
don't
line.
like people do that all the time. I told you I read a report the other day. You hear me always talk about the Cowboys defensive line. Or the Cowboys got sneaky depth by defensive end. It's not sneaky. Y'all just don't do research, bro.
Yeah,
Like we
exactly.
got
Got
players.
lazy.
Like y'all be trying to act like people are just trash because I think what happens a lot of times they just assume what you was last year is what you're going to always
Exactly.
be.
Exactly.
They don't think you can get better. But it's time to address the elephant in the room. Them guys from Philly, what's your expectation? What's your expectations for the guys of Philly? Jalen Hurts and AJ
Um,
Brown and they the pay. Let them tell it. They the paper champs.
they the
How you feel about the
paper.
paper champs?
They the paper champs. Now with Philly, keeping it a bean, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna lie.
Hmm.
I feel as though the additions that they have are
I
good.
love their two draft picks before the draft. I loved them, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah,
sit here. I'm not hating. So that because a
yeah, yeah,
lot of
yeah.
them
No, no,
think
no, no,
whenever you say
nothing. I'm
anything,
about to
they think
say.
we hating.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing
They
I'm
think
about
we
to say
hating.
is hating. Nothing I'm about to say is hating because it's just fact. Like I said, I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I feel as though AJ Brown is a very, very good receiver.
Me too.
Everybody gonna hate me for saying this. I say it all the time. He's the same thing as a Kenny Galladay. I
I
put him
agree.
in the same thing as Kenny Galladay. It's just Kenny Galladay last year had to play with a rookie, well, not a rookie, a developing quarterback, and that's what it looked like. And he got to play with Ryan Tannehill. To me, Kenny Galladay was always the number one wherever he was at. That it was the offense. What's the name is not the offense. He was the second guy. You know what I'm saying? To be it's the running game first with Tennessee Titans, and then it's him. So he benefits off of that. But that's not taking nothing away from him. He's still a good receiver.
Yeah, I don't yeah, I don't I agree with you. I agree with you. Kenny Galladay, I'm just mentioning because we talk about NFC East. But Kenny Galladay played with Dak last year while Gallup was hurt. I believe Kenny Galladay would have had at least 1,100 yards, some shit like
That
that.
it, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so I like that addition. I like the fact that they brought in the guy. I told you I wanted Jordan Davis. I wanted Jordan Davis.
Yeah, I want Jordan Davis too. He's nice.
He
I ain't
he's
gonna lie.
he's a monster. He can do what he do. Um, I like the I like. I wasn't a huge fan, like you said. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the linebacker that they got.
Yeah,
And the only reason why is because of the simple fact that like I had my eyes Paul set on Lloyd. Like he was the best linebacker in
yeah.
my opinion. Like
Lloyd was a
all
monster. See,
around.
only
Like
reason
there was nothing
and,
to
and what they got. You talking about N'Kobe Dean, right? I
yeah,
was a
Nicole
see
did.
my thing. Like I was a huge fan of N'Kobe Dean going into the draft, but I don't know if you do the same. If you do this, right? I was so high on N'Kobe Dean because I'm thinking of the idea of him next to Michael Parsons.
Yes, exactly. I do that.
I
Yeah.
don't look at the player per se. You know what I'm saying? I look at the
Yeah.
player of like we put that next to Michael Parsons. That could be dangerous.
Yeah,
So like
because
in
that
terms
yeah.
of linebackers in the draft, I don't know what everybody else got on ranked. I'm not a huge draft guy, but that I had Lloyd ahead. Lloyd was a monster, bro.
Yeah, Lloyd
I didn't
Lloyd
even
was
know
my
who.
first linebacker
Yeah,
off the board, like
yeah,
completely. Like I think he could
yeah,
do any and everything there is. Like I think he's going to change the game. I honestly speak that. I
yeah,
think that.
yeah. Where he went? Where he went?
I forgot where he went.
Jaguars.
He went to the.
Jaguars.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jaguars.
Yeah,
With the
they got
first
another
round
one.
pick.
Remember Miles Garrett? I mean Miles Jack.
Yeah, Miles Jack. Yep.
He's a way better Miles Jack. He's
Yeah.
like 20 times better than Miles Jack.
I
But
think
and
Devin
that's not just
Lloyd reminds me of what Jalen Smith was supposed to be before the injury.
yes,
That's
yes,
what he remind me of, bro.
yes,
When I watch some of his games, that's what he remind me of, bro.
yeah.
He a dog. He a
But
dog.
back to the Eagles. I like what they did as far as that. I just don't. My thing is like I said, I wouldn't put nobody in the top 10. I feel as though what they did, they what they did is what everybody else did in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
just they
Yeah.
broadcast it as it's better, it's bigger, better, and all of that, and it's not. I feel as though that we still don't. They have a lot of question marks still because when you looking at them, they like covering up their deficiencies at the end of the day. We still don't know if Jalen Hurts can throw because they took the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Right.
and so I think they're on that note and they're trying to figure it out. They quiet as it's kept. You going out there to pick up another wide receiver like that shows you that you don't really believe in your number one pick that you brought in. And I know, hear me, I know you want to bring in talent, but I feel as though you felt that you looked at him as he's not an outside threat. I gotta push what's the name more in the inside, which is it's more of a how you fucked up type thing. Like yo, you
Yeah,
trying
I
to
agree.
cover your ass. You're trying to cover your ass because you picked this guy as number one, and we gotta he can't get up off. You know what I'm saying? He can't really operate on the outside like that. He's better on the inside, which is cool. Like that happens all the time. Like that can happen. But I feel as though like that's a little slight things that they were doing. Now, as far as the whole team, the team can actually be decent, but it all comes down to the same thing as everybody else. Can your man really throw the ball? You can have
Mm-hmm.
all the wide receivers you want in this game. At the end of the day, because now they got to look for you to. You about to get paid. You want to get paid. Now you got to throw this ball. I don't. I would be mad if I'm an Eagles fan if we come in and we're running the ball at the rate that we was running, having $100 million man on the outside, having another receiver, a slot receiver that we got to come out here and pay, having another first round pick that we deemed that it was a bust already, which is what's
Rager.
his name, Rager, that we
Rager.
called a bust because he was playing with this quarterback that we really don't want him to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I would be pissed off if we come out and we're not throwing the ball to really see what this guy has. And that's the only thing. And as far as defensive wise, I don't like their defense. I feel as though their defense is like how our defense was last year. I don't think two or three people is gonna help them out. I like them signing of
Reddit.
what's the Reddick. But if you use Reddick as a regular style linebacker and not a pass rushing linebacker, which I don't see where he's going to be able to pass rush on this team, I I think you're wasting money there.
I agree with that. Like I like with defense to me, the biggest red flag on their defense to me is how can you watch last season and say to me with a straight face, you trust Jonathan Gannon got the shit under control?
88. I would
Like,
just say this: 80% completions. I didn't
like
like
it's crazy.
when we was doing that. So that's
Yeah,
why I
like
speak
that's
on that.
crazy.
Their defense was playing just like our defense, and that's why I didn't understand. They were just winning. They had an easier schedule than we had, and we were more in competition with teams playing that way than they was. So that should be more alarming to them. Like, yo, Gannon, if Gannon ain't come out and say, yo, we switching our whole fucking scheme up, y'all should be mad. Y'all should be pissed off that y'all got to go in there with the same defense that gave up all those fucking points and gave up all those fucking passing yards and gave up 80% because that is unheard of. That got to be like a record.
They
80%
get it.
from like
They get that.
seven, eight
They,
quarterbacks,
yeah,
and
and
y'all got
the crazy thing to me is the thing I don't like about Eagle fans is you want to hang on to names, right? Because it's like this. They have no problem with saying the Cowboys off the line again. Oh, they get washed up. Tyron Smith ain't the same. They got no problem with saying that, but you want everybody to give you credit for having Fletcher Cox. You want everybody to give you
uh-huh.
credit for Brandon Graham, who's 33, going on 34, coming off Achilles. Like, you don't have a problem that Lane Johnson has missed multiple games every year since 2017. You ain't got a problem with even Jordan Mailata missed some games last year. I'm quite sure he
Yeah.
did. Like, you not like Landon Dickinson. None of these guys looked as impressive when you guys were throwing the ball at the beginning of the season.
Oh no,
So,
and the numbers reflected that too. If you look at it,
yeah,
he threw the ball less than a lot of the quarterbacks out here and got sacked 26 times. That got what sacked 30 something times, 32 times.
31
30,
times.
31. So if you and he was the throwing first offense at the end of the day, like
Uh huh.
y'all threw the
Uh huh.
ball way more. So if that doesn't even equal out, and not to mention the Eagles need to be worried if y'all paid that $100 million man and y'all don't have nobody to replace one of y'all guards that was a Pro Bowl, your Pro Bowl. Y'all can't see me, but I'm putting my hands with quotations that he was a Pro Bowl guard. What are y'all gonna do right there? That's a big piece that y'all
Yeah,
missing
and they
that
think it's
came
plug and
off.
play. See, people
Yes.
don't understand the transition of football. It's a difference when we're running the ball and it's read option and the defense got to
Yeah.
think and this and that third. It's a difference when you maul. It's a difference when you mauling people. Now you got a whole full year. You got a whole full year when defenses that got better gonna look at you and say, and it's crazy to say,
It's a
even if
copycat league.
it's a copycat league, and even if the Eagles pieces pan out right, NFC East has a outside the Eagles, right? Because we talk about the Eagles right now. So outside the Eagles, the other three teams in the division got the possibility to have top 10 defenses in the same
Yep.
division.
Yep.
So it's like outside that when you playing teams in your division that will have the ability to say, we're gonna do everything in our power, we're gonna take care of that run, we're gonna shrink the field. In order for you to beat us, your man gotta throw that ball out of the field consistently all game. That's going to be the Achilles heel. Can he stand in the pocket and consistently make 10 or 15 throws every game to beat somebody?
Yep.
They're going to make you do that. They did that to Dak. When Zeke got hurt, when Zeke got suspended and all that, they did that to Dak. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people with the narrative going around. He can't throw over 20 yards and this and that. Which,
Hmm.
you watch his rookie season, I don't see how you can see that. But
Yeah.
I don't like I feel like they're gonna do the same to Jalen Hurts. It's like the way people are gonna play them is they're gonna disrespect them. If you ain't throwing for 300 yards, y'all ain't winning this game. So it's like
And
a
I
lot of that gonna be on him.
I see that happening if they do that. Like I think he's going to get exposed as a player because everybody knows what he does. If I'm rolling right, I'm waiting to the last possible second to before I get out of bounds and throw it across my body or try to heave it up and all that. I don't think I'm seeing this. I was seeing in the offense. Oh, his throwing motion is different and he's better with accuracy. He's not. The only way you know that is what happens inside of the game when
Yeah,
that
you
when
know.
that when that other team is on you and somebody is right on you, hitting you and you're ready to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Punch you in the mouth and do all of that. What is your quarterback going to do? Is he going to really stand in the pocket? I don't think he is because he has never did that. He hasn't
He
did that
never has.
on a big stage. And I'm talking NCAA championships. He has never did that. That's not his mo. His mo is I'm a run first quarterback. We all know what he was. Everybody, even the Eagles fans, knew what he was when he came out. Jalen Hurts was supposed to be their Taysom Hill at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Everyone said it. I don't care. He was the worst pick in the NFL and or Eagles history and all this. Now that Carson Wentz didn't want to play for them, they turned it into something different, and they had to jump on board. He's the best quarterback. No, y'all was not saying that. Let's say he was a project at the end of the
Yeah.
day, and y'all treated him like a project again. Because if you look at it, when Taysom Hill got a chance to play quarterback, did the same thing. They said, no, we're not letting this guy play quarterback for too long, and they was letting him throw the ball. It just didn't look pretty. What they go right back into, running the ball again, doing misdirection plays, doing all this other extra stuff, and now he don't even have a job as the quarterback because they proved to everybody that he couldn't throw. Teams played him like that. So, and I
Uh-huh.
think that's what's going to happen to Jalen Hurts at the end of the day. And I'm not trying. I would never want to, at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to throw shade.
Not
I'm
rooting
just
against a young,
speaking. Yeah,
and you're not
I'm
rooting
just
against a
speaking
young black
facts.
quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just speaking
It's some
facts at
certain
the end of
things.
the day.
It just is what it is, and it's like it's alarming because people sit here and you can sit here and say, like I see a lot of people saying Dak Prescott not that far ahead of Jalen Hurts, like he's narrowing the gap.
I don't.
Dak Prescott is like how can you say like look, Dak Prescott worst season in NFL was 22 or 23 touchdowns to I think it was 12 interceptions. So it was something like that. It was very close to that. That was his worst season. How can you sit here and tell me the gap is not that like if you watch football, like and it's not even being funny. If you watch football, if you're not a hater, it's like if you watch the Cowboys play the Eagles, like they're not even in the same conversation.
Oh no.
Like it's not even close. It's just like people just like and that's what bothered me when it comes to I had one guy told me like shout out the Bird game, 31, he live now, but he was saying he asked about the Eagles on wide receiver core. And he's like, what do I rank them? I said, I don't know. It's a lot of unproven. You only got 1,000-yard receiver at the end of the day. You got one guy that had 1,000 yards. What's name was a rookie, so you're hoping he take another step. And who is Quez Watkins at the end of the day? He almost had 800 yards receiving. Like Quez, no, he didn't. He had six and some change.
Yeah, six and some
Like,
change in the year before that.
like,
He
like,
only had like two catches.
yeah, like so. It's like, am I supposed to put you in the upper echelon because of potential? If we going off potential, my man, we just drafted Jalen Tolbert had over 1,400
Exactly.
yards and 8 touchdowns last year, 82 catches. So I can't count that, but we can count what you think your man going to do the next year. Like, come on now.
See,
Like,
potential get your channel fucked up. I'm gonna just say that because when you're
yeah,
going off of that, you keep you spewing these words and saying all this other extra stuff instead of watching football and understanding football, and you going off of potential. Like your man potentially, well, we know he can't throw. Like you want us to really think about it the opposite. Like you want us to say if he gets better. I'm not going to go off of if he gets better. I'm going off of what I saw. He can't make
yeah.
the fucking throws over and over again. So
Uh-huh.
what makes you think Clarence Watkins is going to be get better? What makes you think uh, Smitty is going to get better? What makes you think that y'all brought over AJ Brown is going to help? No. And then I was hearing people say, "Oh, he's better than Jalen Hurts is better than Ryan Tannehill." Where? When did Jalen
Where?
Hurts show that he, as a quarterback, not running the ball, not as a running back, as a quarterback, that he can make any of the throws that guy is making?
Mm-hmm.
If you watch his AJ Brown highlight, AJ Brown is a one-trick pony. What he does is when he gets that big body in the whatever route he running, if you don't make a timely throw at the top of his route or whenever, he not catching it. He not all that breakdown and the quarterback leaving the pocket too early and having to roll out. He's not going to help you out in that form because he can't get open. He can't separate like that. So therefore,
Yeah.
he's not going to be good for Jalen Hurts. Now, if they brought in a guy like a Minshew, his numbers probably would be all of their numbers would be better at the end of the day because he's a better thrower of the ball. And I ain't saying that he's the greatest, but he's just a better thrower of the ball. If they get a new quarterback in there that can actually throw the ball consistently in the pocket, I think their team would be dynamic. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna stunt, and I hate to say
yeah,
it too. I think their team would
I,
be dynamic
yeah. If
because
you replaced it, if you replace if you replace Jalen Hurts right now or Russell Wilson,
oh my god,
it's like shit. What we gonna do?
if they replace Jalen Hurts, and I hate to say it, they probably go to the chip.
Yeah,
And the reason
you
why
probably
is
would.
because it's like it's not much you can do. Because Smitty can run routes. It's just with Jalen Hurts when he running routes, he got to always make a spectacular catch, or he can't run. He got to always come back to the ball. He always got to do this. He always got like it's like so inconsistent. Like he don't never put the ball where he need to put the ball.
Yeah,
And that's where is that Russell Wilson. We know we don't got no problem with that. He can use big guys. He can use like a guy like a Tyler Lockett. He can use a Smitty. And he'll be the tight end. Don't get and God, he'll be able to use those guys. And I said the same thing about when they had Carson Wentz. It was the same thing. Yo, Carson, y'all going out here getting all these receivers and all this stuff. It ain't gonna matter because your guy arm is not good enough to do it. Like you know what I'm saying consistently. Or he's the one who's messing. Y'all got to figure out a different way to help him out. I'm saying the same thing about Jalen Hurts. You got to figure out a way to help him out. And yes,
yeah,
going out here to give him $100 million man, now that pressure on because no Eagle fan, no Eagle fan don't want to hear that shit. They might try to cover it up. These YouTubers will try to cover it up. Oh well, at the end of the day, we don't really need him to catch the ball like that, or you're gonna make excuses for him. But after a while, everybody gonna see his play and start getting on him like, yo, you got to deliver that ball.
see what's gonna happen is like we was talking about earlier. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be either he gonna have a big game versus the Lions, or you're not gonna score with the Lions. If you have a big game versus the Lions, they're gonna make it seem like, yo, it's what we was waiting on. But if you don't have a big game, like, yo, it was the Lions. We beat them anyway. So it's like they will actually wait till he finally had that touchdown when he scored 1 or 2 touchdowns. I told you that's what we paid him for.
That's what we paid him for. The same, yeah,
Well,
same way they did that preseason bullshit with Jalen Rager when he's catching the ball out of bounds and jumping up over
one handed,
people and one hand. And,
one
oh my
handed.
God, he gonna have a crazy year. He come out there, don't do shit, all because he don't do shit. And sometimes, yeah, and I'm not gonna stunt. Yes, he could have. He did drop the pass with us, against us. He did, but at the end of the day, that's football. That's what the
Yeah,
fuck
football.
happens.
You
That shit
catch
happens
something,
all the time.
you catch something, you drop something, man.
But
But
you
it's
can't
like,
overreact at the end of the day because just like he dropped that to lose that game, Evan Anger dropped the pass on them to
yeah,
lose us a game. So
and
it happens at the end of the day.
and
I
it's
wouldn't put
crazy. They put all they blame on Jalen Rager. Jalen Rager was one of them people. Of course, I didn't see us getting CeeDee Lamb, but Jalen Rager was one of them people that I felt like I would have took him as my slot receiver in the draft. Like he was one because I didn't foresee CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson falling that far. So like for us,
yeah.
we had to pick between CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. Like Justin Jefferson wilding too. So I still can't say we made the wrong pick because there's still a lot of career left. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
still a lot of career. Yeah.
I can't say that. So it's like I don't think Jalen Rager is as bad as everybody make him
Nope.
out to be. If he was in the Cowboys offense and he was our number 3 wide receiver and we took him in first round to C Lamb, he might I think he'd been fine there.
I just
I think
think
we've been
he's the
fine
scapegoat. He's the scapegoat over there. A lot of
there. Yeah.
they don't, and that's through the fans, like the Eagles fans. They want to use. They gotta blame somebody because they was blaming him when Carson Wentz was there. Those guys that was Carson Wentz lovers. Oh yeah, da, 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 da. No, it wasn't Carson Wentz. It was him. I mean, it wasn't him. It was Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz couldn't read coverages. Carson Wentz wasn't take. He was trying to throw the ball into in between 2 or 3 defenders when you got Jalen Rager running underneath or running wide open. They always found the scapegoat for everybody else besides their quarterback, and they're doing the same thing this year. Like at the end of the day, they blame Doug Peterson instead of blaming Carson Wentz from when he was messing up, and that's what helped hurt his development because he's hearing the same thing that because these guys, these content creators, and these the Dan Orlovsky's, oh, Carson Wentz is so great, and he this, he that. He believe in the shit that he's hearing instead of Doug Peterson letting him know you need to do this and do that. You wasn't going there to operate and work properly. You wasn't doing what you had to do to get better when that quarterback, I mean, when that coach was telling you what to do. He won the Super Bowl without you. So that shows you that he knows what he was doing. Now
Mm-hmm.
y'all doing the same thing. Y'all blaming everybody around him. I heard y'all started complaining Nick Sirianni in the beginning of the year, but then once he started running the ball, y'all got on board. Same way y'all got on board with WP too. But then once Carson Wentz, they went out there and got those receivers and stuff like that, and he couldn't perform. Y'all went back and started blaming W again. I hope y'all don't start blaming Nick Sirianni again, and then
Oh
y'all want
yeah,
him to get up out of there. Y'all do this all the time. Y'all go back and forth with it. You know what I'm saying? So
and, and they don't know how to be realistic. Like
don't.
realistically, when you spend that capital that y'all spent on wide receivers, why do you think y'all going to run the ball more than you pass? It's not logical.
Yeah, yeah. It happens that way. But like I said, I think they still have a chance. They can with this easy schedule, with the easy schedules that we have, it's it could go good or it could be on some NFC shit where we go 8-8. Like it can happen. Or I mean 8-9 or something like that. 7-10 winning. I can see it all happening that way. I see us. We can all beat up on each other. We can get back to that level of beating up on each other again. I don't know. Like injuries. We don't know any of that stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? If they want to consider themselves paper champs, I don't know how they consider themselves paper champs. Is that paper champs throughout the league, or is that paper champs throughout just the NFC East? If they want to say NFC East, whatever, you can add that. We never won a title off of that. Like at the end of the day, being the paper champs, we was counted out all our times when we was in the Super Bowl. So if you want to be a paper champs, do what you got to do. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. But we had an hour. We had an hour, 7
That was an
minutes.
hour?
Yeah, I
Damn.
said, I don't feel like it, man. We gonna see. We both off on the weekends now, man. I feel like we should make this a weekend episode, man. So we're gonna make these a series. We gotta come up with a name, man. But
Definitely.
we definitely gonna do this. But like everybody, always tell me what you think. Always remember like and subscribe. Boy, Kama, Giants
No,
thirty four. We out here.
I'm gonna make me a page soon on
Yeah, mate.
YouTube soon.
I'm telling you, you need to do it, man. Like just jump in. We both off on the weekends now, man. We could like whether it's a Sunday morning before the game start episode or whatever we want to do, we can do it.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
out there, man.
All right.